One study is looking at access and outcomes for students with learning differences within universal school-based social emotional learning. And in that work, we've been interrogating Ruler as a case study to identify malleable factors that are within SEL for us to do a service to the field of ways in which the field can evolve to support students with learning differences and being able to see themselves in the ways in which we teach, what it is we teach, and the outcomes that are expected. And so that's got a practice component and an empirical component. And we're a couple of years in right now, and it's been very illuminating to hear from students and see them kind of validating across age groups some of the different trends and patterns that we as researchers had hypotheses on. In addition, the empirical component of it, I will say that when I started this work, it was funded in 2018, I didn't realize I was going to step into the Grand Canyon of gaps in our literature. And so we set out with the idea that we were going to look at intersectional student identity representation in universal school-based SEL, which is a really big way to say we want to know about all the variability in kids and how they're serviced in what the evidence base is. And what I found was we got to disability and race classifications, and we actually stopped there because we couldn't not put out those findings. And so at this point, we've got a systematic review that's coming out looking at specifically students with disabilities and different racial and ethnic backgrounds and how they're underrepresented or misrepresented within the SEL literature as a starting point to build a framework for understanding intersectionality within SEL and why it is so important in the empirical landscape. And along the way, we're doing an updated meta-analysis for the field, free and visible. And I'm very excited to help to build a knowledge base and a science base for our field moving forward so that when people want to ask a question, they have a place to go that is, sound science and is fully visible and transparent. And we can build the science together and follow the evolution together. A second study that I'm very excited about is a new federally funded trial where we're partnering with 50 social emotional learning school leaders from across the country to systematically build an observation checklist for SEL with them, for them, to help to support in meeting their accountability mandates for are you doing SEL and are you meeting those benchmarks within your school, and improve teacher social emotional pedagogies. So what it is that they're teaching, how they're teaching it in ways that are instructive and supportive of the teacher and equitable and inclusive of all students in the classroom. So it really is an action-based research project, and there's opportunities for enrollment on that. Right now, it's funded for the next 4 years, so it's a slow build up and roll, and it's been really, really exciting. And a third project that I'm very excited about is a suite of SEL assessments, a digital seed and school climate toolkit that myself and my colleagues for the past couple of years have been leading the development of, that are going to be free and publicly available for schools across the world. We're partnering with two incredible community organizations, the Urban Assembly and Trajectory of Hope, to investigate how sustainable SEL assessment and implementation can benefit students of color and their educators to thrive. So really looking at the opportunities of SEL assessment intervention to interrupt biases and discriminatory practices that may be baked into certain models as an opportunity for us to inform the field and create a scalable model for SEL in the promotion of racial justice and equity. And so I'm really excited to get to play a small part in that journey as well.
For more information about social and emotional learning, please visit readingrockets.org. This project was made possible by a partnership between the National Education Association and WETA.